What's up, everybody? I'm here with another book review. This time I want to talk about Spooksville's number 4, Aliens in the Sky. This is a book that I was very much anticipating on reading. Spongy, he has a YouTube channel and he follows this book series and he knows a lot about it. He told me that this is where the book series gets really good. Last review I done was called The Haunted Cave. I was about to say The Haunted Car. The Haunted Cave. And I countered his claim and said that it got really good at number 3. I have another counter for this, and I'll tell you about it a little bit later on if I remember. But yeah, this story here follows the group of kids watch Cindy, Sally, and Adam. They're hanging out at Cindy's house, and they're complaining about the heat. It is in the hundreds over there at Spooksville, and it never really gets that hot. They claim that it gets hot, but not super duper hot. They decide to go to the reservoir where it's a little bit cooler, but they don't want to get in the water because there's all kind of stories about the water. And one of the stories is if you go into the water, it makes your skin turn gray and your hair fall out. So they decide not to do that. They go and hang out. Cindy ends up falling and hurting her ankle. And yeah, they end up seeing something in the sky and it comes to land. And then there's another thing in the sky and it comes to land. And it turns out it's a flying saucer. So the kids hide behind these rocks and these aliens come out. And Watch decides on this bright idea that he wants to make contact with aliens. Adam doesn't want him to do this because he thinks, like if you get taken away, we might not ever see you again. And that's basically what happens. Watch gets taken away very forcefully, and Adam goes to save him, and he gets shot at with these little lasers that these aliens carry. And it's kind of crazy because they literally get shot at like on chapter 2, and then they're in the ship. Sally and Cindy ambush these other aliens to get on their ship, and there's some kind of weird thing that happens where another alien gets shot at, and we don't know exactly where that laser beam comes from, but we do learn later on. The aliens, the description of them, they do look a lot like this, but they actually have clothes and like a little belt and a bunch of like equipment like tools and different things like that, like things to fight with. Yeah, Adam and Watch, they wake up on the spaceship and they're inside the spaceship. They're really hungry, they want to go home. And one of the more sentimental moments, Watch claims that he's ready to go home and get something to eat, and Adam, starts talking about food and says like, oh, this meal here would be really good. And he says, what do you have? What did you have planned to eat? And Watch basically says that he has to cook for himself. And up until this point, we learn a little bit about Watch, but we don't know much. Like he has 4 watches on him, and we know he's got some family issues, but we don't really know what's going on. And yeah, I can't wait to learn more. Hopefully we do. But yeah, he does. The kids don't know what's going on. There's these 2 aliens working at the spaceship. They want to know why they're on the ship, and they can't figure it out. A little while later, this alien pops up, and he introduces himself telepathically. We learn that these aliens can talk with their minds, not like physically speak, but they can smile and stuff. And this alien here is like a little kid alien. He starts mentioning that he doesn't know exactly why they kidnapped the kids, but it's prohibited at law that they can't do this. And yeah, they kind of make friends with this little alien and different things. The alien introduces himself as his name is Eek Wheel 12. EK Wheel, like a round wheel, and then 12. He ends up getting a nickname from Sally, just EK, which like ET, so that's a lot easier to remember. But yeah, the alien decides he's going to try to help him or see if he can figure out some kind of way to get him back. And in chapter 3 or 4, I think this takes up a few chapters. One of the more fun like chapter beginnings, Sally hijacks the other spaceship and tries to run this other spaceship, to try to bring them over to their side. The aliens end up running into hyperspace, which we learned that Sally and Cindy do go do that too. And yeah, they end up like following them but not being seen. Yeah, and Adam and Watch, they end up landing. They go to space, and the space looks a lot like Earth, only the continents are different. and there's like a cloud of pollution around where these aliens are from, and there's a bunch of these space stations floating around, and Watch comes up with the idea that they don't live like in the Earth because it looks like it's too polluted. They live in the little space station. And yeah, and that's turns out that's kind of what's going on. We learn a little bit more about what exactly happened, but it's very vague. It's still pretty good though. Yeah, they end up at this like zoo kind of thing, and they look out and they see a bunch of these like other alien species from different planets, and one of which is like the High from the last book. And yeah, that's that's the gist of Aliens in the Sky. They basically have to try to get back home, and yeah, um, Sally as always. But yeah, this book was really fun. This was one of the another better book in the series. I'm only on number 5, and I know I was complaining to my girlfriend, and this is kind of crazy because I was like, I thought this book was gonna be like really, really, really good, and it really, really was. But like, I guess I had my hopes up really, really high, and I thought like this book was gonna like be better than the last one, and I didn't think it was better than the last one, but I did think it was good. I'm still giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. I do think it's perfect. I I thought about like what I could complain about, and there was really nothing to it. Like it was literally like when I do finish the series, if God willing, I rank these books, there's a chance that this might go up higher than the last book. Like after I think about it for a while, but up till now, I didn't like it as much as the last one. But yeah, the kids end up getting. Well, I can't really say much more about that, but yeah, this book was really good. I enjoyed a lot of it. Well, I enjoyed all of it. I do like the. There's a lot of like sweet moments. There's one moment in particular where Cindy compares the EK alien to Adam, and the alien ends up telling Cindy what he says, and EK is really really cool. He's he's a really fun character, and hopefully he comes back. I'm not sure. I don't know what the series really has much more in the future, but I'm very excited to jump into this next book in the series is called The Cold People, and I'm very interested in that. But yeah, Aliens in the Sky, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't really know what else to say about it. The moments between Adam and Watch were really cool. There's a scene where Adam invites Watch to eat at his house whenever they're like done or whatever, and yeah, and Watch says something along the lines of like, "Yeah, you're inviting me to your house now that we're nowhere near it," which is really fun. Watch is very sarcastic and very funny. Adam's really funny too, and Sally, and I mean all of them are really great characters. And yeah, I'm having a blast with the series. But I do highly recommend Aliens in the Sky. Um, Spongy says that there's even more secret alien books in the series, so I can't wait to see what else happens. But yeah, I think that's about it for me. Um, there is like a great climax to this book too, and it involves what the spaceship is running out of, and it involves gambling a little bit, and there is like a gambling scene at the beginning of the book. So yeah, yeah, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's really fun. 5 out of 5 stars for me, guys. Please let me know in the comments below. What did you think about Aliens in the Sky? If you've read any of the Spooksville books, what are the best Spooksville books? I think that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.